Yes, good morning, sir. I think one of the reasons why we study philosophy is just to enhance problem-solving capability and also to help us to analyze some concepts and some other things, sir.
Yes. It helps you to enhance your problem solving capacity. Right?
Please move your mind.
Problem solving capacity. All right. Now, man is supposed to strive. Now, by analyzing issues, by asking questions, by trying to get knowledge from issue, it helps to solve those problems. So, philosophy is that's good. I can see Yakubu, you're struggling to talk, but I'm going to be clearing you. Okay, what I will do, what I will do now, class, just list down the reasons behind. I'll give you 5 minutes, list them down, and then I'll call you, read them out for me. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please come again, sir. I can't get that due to my network.
Please, no, what did Prof say just now? What are we listing out? Hello, class.
The reason why we study philosophy.
Okay.
List what you think philosophy can do for you if you study it. List what you think philosophy can do for you when you study it.
Hello.
Now, can we say that philosophy can make you to be a good citizen? Somebody said it has communication, exploration of fundamental. Now, does it mean that you will emerge as an active citizen of Nigeria if you study philosophy?
Yeah, it could make you an active citizen, contribute positively, and be very critical with ideas. But it could also be misused. It could also be misused. You can use it, and also you now become a critic and doubt every good thing. And you use it in the negative aspect. So it's either way. But the positive way is to use it to balance things.
Philosophy
and be
helps
more
to be
positive in
a
life.
critical thinker.
Yes, sir. It helps you to be a critical thinker.
Part of our problem, part of our problems of Nigeria is because we don't have critical thinkers.
Very correct, sir.
We have followers, but not critical. But we don't have critical followers. People follow leaders not by ideological principles because they don't think. So philosophy exposes you to begin to stimulate you ask questions. What is this man adding to the table? If he's not adding to the table, is it worth being a leader? So the essence of philosophy, therefore, is that it stimulates you. It stimulates your critical thinking faculty to think before you act. to think before decision making. So critical thinking is a great asset that can drive a philosophy. Number two, the underlying activity of philosophy is language. I'm not saying you might have to be good in English language. No, you have to have of communication. Because without language, you cannot convey your thoughts. So what that means is that philosophy helps you to do what? To be vibrant in communication. To use communication judiciously and analytically and functionally. That's what it means. So you are your wise in the selection of your words. You're wise in how you use the correct tenses. Otherwise, you run into fallacies. Therefore, communication is a critical factor in philosophy. And therefore, it must help, it equips you with the structural language of which you communicate your thoughts with it. Not that some people are very good in thinking, but are very poor in communicating. Two of us.
So, sir.
Yes. Funke. Funke.
Yes, sir.
Is it true?
I disagree with
Yeah,
you,
you
sir.
can mute very good thoughts. You disagree with me?
Yes, sir.
So if it is down, what I mean is that people who can very good thoughts. You can do good reflection. But then you end up taking the wrong channel of communication, the wrong communication tools to drive your thoughts.
That's very correct, sir.
You understand what I'm saying here? So without good communication tools, a philosopher cannot channel his ideas and thoughts to convince people. So what we're saying is that, but as soon as you continue to explore the world and explore the world of man, you will require good communication tools to convey your thoughts. So what philosophy does for us is that it equips us with communication tools efficiently. Good philosophers speak very well, good language. Whether they're speaking Yoruba, very excellent Yoruba, whether they're speaking the channel of communication is English, they speak very well. If the channel of communication is Igbo, they speak very well. If the channel of communication is Hausa, they speak very well. Whatever language, they choose their language, they choose their words to communicate very well, so that the message of their thoughts get to their clients very well, receiving audience very well. A point. Hello?
Yeah, with you, sir.
You're with me, right?
Yes,
So,
Prof.
Yes, sir. I hear you, sir.
Yeah, I'm so
We can hear you.
most of you have posted. Most of you have posted very good contributions about what philosophy can do for them, what they think that will be the function of philosophy. And I am trying to summarize all that you have to say that we have analytical function, we have communication function, we have problem solving function, all right? We have active citizenship function, okay? These are some of the functions of philosophy. In fact, one writer said that philosophy helps you to challenge assumptions. Yeah, because it helps you to verify, it gives you the tools of verification. You don't just accept everything on a platter of gold. So philosophy helps you to scrutinize anything that comes your way. That makes you very analytical, isn't it? So you must have a critical mind if you must do philosophy, and philosophy develop that in you. Very critical. The person does not take anything for granted. No, he explored it and look at both sides of that coin before taking a decision. So philosophers take a decision. This is a very good decision making. Somebody said that it helps in argument. I don't know. Argument for what? Have a profound impact on critical thinking. Yes, in one's life. I agree with you. So most of you identify that as a major function of philosophy. If you read the writings of Martin Luther King Jr., all right, his philosophical thoughts are apparently thoughts that relate to human relations. He was one that coined this idea of non-combatant agitation. All right, peaceful agitation, and all the writing is about what? It's about non-combatant agitation, peaceful agitation, equality of human race, so on. And that shaped the history of America to some extent. His thoughts helped to reduce what? Racism in America. So, but some of us, our thoughts help to fuel crisis. Your thoughts must not fuel crisis. Your thought must build nation. Nation build. It must be those thoughts that can help to build society. So philosophers help to build communities, societies, and nations. That will be your role as philosophers, because you are looking at the space of man, irrespective of where man comes from. Man is man. You are looking at the space of man, how man can be made to be happy. How is that space that he's living? Is it dangerous to his existence? How can he make it better? That's the concern of philosophy. Okay. So I will look at that functions. We may not begin to ask ourselves, how does philosophy now? Does philosophy make you a cultured man or an uncultured man? You know, there's a relationship between philosophy and culture. I told you, just like we have a relationship between philosophy and religion and science. There's science, there's religion, there's culture. Philosophy relates to all of them. How does philosophy relate to them? So by bring out those functions now, you now notice that philosophy makes you a unifier human race. Because you see man and society as man and society, not man in culture, not man in religion, not man in science. Correct. Finally, philosophy makes you a reflective person. Philosophy makes you a reflective person. Because we have, in psychology, we have reflective thinkers, and we have impulsive thinkers. You know, some people, the moment you say 2 plus 2, the person will necessarily tell you 6. Without even reflecting, you know what out. No. Philosophers are reflectors, because they're highly reflective. They don't talk anyhow. They sit down and reflect before giving response. So they put their thoughts together. So we are hoping that as you go through this course, you should learn to put your thoughts together before you use the take it out of the audience. That's what we intend to achieve in this course. You must be a reflective thinker, not an impulsive thinker. So philosophy will help you be a reflective thinker. as we go through some of the courses like metaphysics, as we go through the elements of logic, as we go through the elements of realism, idealism, all right, Afrocentrism, to see all this coming out clearly. Okay, so we have to take them and look at them critically, see where we are, where. Another unit that we have to philosophy and culture. Culture is what we have like, right? So, what? It's culture. What you now you know philosophy now. So what? Is culture now? What is culture now? In your own thoughts. In your own thoughts. Tell me what is culture. Okay. What is culture? Okay. What is culture? Let's go to the next level now. What is culture? We are trying to define culture now. What is just write it for me. I'm giving you just 5 minutes to write it for me. Think very well and post it to me. Okay? Then we'll continue. Okay, class, it's 5 minutes now. Okay, I let me summarize what most of you have written here. You see culture. Hello, are you here with me? Are you hearing me? Let's go meet.
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. We hear you.
All right. I will summarize what you people are giving me here. Many of you looked at it as a shared values, belief system, customs, and ways of doing things, practices, which define you as a people. Yeah. Yeah, culture is a way of life. I agree with you. Because what makes your tradition, your custom and custom is your culture. Because it's something you've been practicing. And it's something that defines your way of thinking, your belief system. So culture involves both material and what? And non-material. Culture involves both material and non-material. Material aspect of your culture will relate to the dress you wear. Like this one I'm wearing now. If I wear like this, with my cap like this, I come from a particular cultural area, isn't it? You will notice that you may associate me with a particular cultural group. Am I right? So
Very correct,
this is physical. This is material culture. The houses you build, among my people, the minorities of the North Central, round huts, surrounded by campus. These are all aspects of our material culture. The food we eat, they are all aspects of our material what? Culture. Now, the immaterial one are the values that we attach to. The values that we hold define our cultural, we define our people. Your behaviors, the things you like, the things you don't like, all right? Your social interactions, all those ones are non-material aspect of your culture. So apparently, when we're talking of culture, we're talking of two different perspectives. We're talking about the material culture and the non-material culture. So all of this combined to make you popular. And will define your thoughts. If you look at the thoughts of his cultural setting. So also when you look at the writings of Ali Mazuri, they are captured of the political thought. Right? So culture helps to define your what? Your philosophical thoughts. Your language, for instance. Language is an aspect of our culture. That is not material culture. And I said earlier that your philosophical thoughts have to be driven by the tools of language. So your language is part of your culture. Because we say you can't hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
Kasu. Pardon?
We can hear you.
You can't hear me?
The network is breaking quite all right, but we can hear you a little bit, but the network is breaking.
I can hear you, sir.
It was breaking, but it's clear now. It's clear now. We can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kosi. Where's Kosi?
I can hear you, sir.
You.
The network here is bad. I can hear you, sir. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Prof.
All right. So the point I'm trying to make is that your culture will apparently define your philosophical thoughts. Because your critical thinking domain is normally subsumed within the context of your culture. Because the thinking of your environment, your perception about your environment, the perception about issues is apparently influenced by your cultural values. For instance, if
just find a way and make space. You can put the
transparency
DSTV down. You can put the DSTV on top of that thing.
Yeah. So, if your culture abhors divorce, for instance, no divorce in your culture, your philosophical thinking will be that of how to sustain marriages. But if your culture accepts divorce as part of the norms of societal living, it will affect your philosophical thinking to a large extent. So normally your culture gives you the framework of your thoughts, because you think within the confines of those cultural values, cultural domains. However, we have had those who have thought beyond their cultural values. So philosophers equally change culture. So philosophical thinkers have apparently influenced their culture and they changed the culture. And do you remember Mary Slauson?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
The one that the killing of twins.
The lady that stopped the killing of
twins, yes.
Good. When she visited the South, particularly Calabar areas and the Delta areas, she saw that the killing of twins was part of the culture of the people. And what she did was to say, no, this culture is an aberration of human existence, because her thinking faculty, her thoughts, her political thinking her philosophical thinking relates directly to the dignity of man, human person. whether born as a single person or twins or triplets or any person, human being is human being. That was a philosophical thought. And she stood it very well. And today, the killing of twins, the people of the South have changed that culture. Am I right?
Yes.
So your philosophical thinking can equally change some negative aspects of your cultural. So part of the cultural practice that you see is not in tandem with your philosophical thought. You can actually push for it. And who knows, your position might change, may bring change to the cultural practice. So can you think of people like that? So culture can affect philosophy, your philosophical thinking. Your philosophical thinking can equally affect your culture, can upgrade your culture, can modify your culture.
So what defines a good culture, sir? What defines a good culture? Because my culture, the way you met me with it, a good culture. Because what is there a standard for defining a good culture? Because if whatever I'm doing at my level in my culture, if it works for me, and then I'll have a foreigner comes in to tells me it's no. So in my opinion, now what defines a good culture or a barbaric culture that probably can be influenced or changed?
Sir, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
All right. Are you hearing me now?
No, yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is that culture is a relative value term. What is good? What is good culture? It's relative. So it's value loaded. For instance, the Mary Celeste, she didn't get it easy. She didn't get it rosy with the Delta people. But she pushed the position that human life is small life. But for them, it was good to kill the twins. It was good because culture, according to their perception, is good. So what is good for you might not be good for another culture. So but again, there's what we normally call universal culture. Universal culture is a culture that defines something that we have common denominators across board. Let me give you another example. You will say stealing is bad. Any culture you go, stealing is bad. Am I right?
Yes.
Is there any culture that accepts? Yeah. Is there any culture that accepts stealing?
No, sir.
Has ever been politics?
Stealing, therefore.
No, sir.
Yeah. So stealing is a universal norm in our cultural practice that says it is bad. But if, for instance, my people eat dog meat and say it's good to you, it might not be good for you now. Am I right?
You're right, sir.
You're right, sir. Very
culture,
correct, sir.
So within my culture, I see that dog meat as somebody by me seeing that dog meat will vomit, will throw out. True of us.
Very true, sir.
Therefore, good. So therefore, we cannot say that your culture is good and another culture is bad. No. Everything is within the context of the value. The people who own that culture do not see anything wrong with that. And they value it, they value those practices. That's why they are retaining those practices over years. However, with the growing modernity, you can be we have the issue of feudalism. Feudalism has been a whole cultural practice in most parts of Africa. But today, feudalism may not stand the test of time. Here we have feudal lords lording over servants. The era of having slaves is even gone. So you can see the modification of our cultural practice. But then it was normal. You can buy some human beings and say they're your slaves. You keep them and they'll be farming for you. You can defraud people, get their land and acquire them and ask them to work for you and they'll be giving you royalties. But that practice has gone. So we are saying that as the practice evolve, the culture evolve, your philosophical thinking should be equally be evolving to bring about the best of it, so that society can improve, so that society can be happy, so that human beings can live better lives. That's what we're saying. Now, my question, my big challenge for you today is that just when you are writing, you are bringing it to me, hard copies. You are doing an assignment and you bring it to me because next week we are having in-person lectures. Examine the relevance of culture in philosophical thinking. Examine the relevance of culture in your philosophical thinking. Yes. Examine the relevance of culture in your philosophical thinking.
Sir, did you say in your philosophical thinking? In your philosophical thinking.
Examine the relevance of culture in your philosophical thinking. And how examine the relevance of culture in your philosophical thinking. And how can these thoughts influence your culture? How can these thoughts influence your culture? In other words, what this question seeks to find out from you is to say, how does culture influence your thoughts? And how can your thoughts in turn influence your culture? Are you satisfied? In other words, are you satisfied with your culture that is having your thoughts? Are you satisfied with it? Or you think that your thoughts will address certain levels of culture through your critical thinking and reflection? Okay? Any question before we wind up? Mohammed Aboy.
Yes, sir. You said we should submit this. We should submit the hard copy of this assignment, sir.
No, I have forgiven you on the first one. But
Okay,
all of you should work on this one now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. That was the question I was about to ask. That are we submitting via email or physically? And if it's physically, where, sir?
No,
Thank you,
this
sir.
one is physically. You're coming next week now. In person, your lecture in person is next week. So you'll be in the class next week. So come along with it.
Okay, sir.
With the hard copy.
Yes, hard copies.
Okay, sir.
Make 2 copies, spiral binding.
Spiral binding. Okay, it's not handwritten, sir.
2 copies. Make 2 copies. Spiral binding.
What about people from Lagos, sir?
Sir, I thought you were going to write it. Are we typing?
If you're from Lagos, you find a way of sending to somebody to print it for you here.
Okay, sir.
Yes. If you are from Ilorin, I can excuse you. You can send it so somebody to print it for you here and submit it.
So, sir, we are typing it and we are binding. I thought it's just what we'll answer with handwritten and submit in maybe a foolscap or a plain paper.
No. Don't do that. You have to type it, bind it, and submit it.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So just
Now,
to be clear, sir, that means we're submitting to.
Okay. Hello?
Are we submitting 2 assignments, sir?
Prof, I had technology issues. I couldn't follow. I had technology issues. I couldn't follow.
Why is that?
I'm lost. I'm lost, Prof. I said I'm lost.
You're lost. How do we trace you?
Please find me in the bush, Prof.
Which bush are you? Are you been kidnapped?
Well, I heard of when you were talking about philosophy.
Let me hear you.
This is the first evidence here now. You said it out now. This one here now, in front of the house.
The woman is taking his hand. Let me hear you up.
I said I'm lost because
I know now. Just drive inside the headquarters.
At the point you were talking about philosophy, and I just came back now and learned that there's some work to be done.
Okay. What you need to do now is that you can call me later. Then I can explain to you maybe tomorrow. Okay, so I can explain to you.
Okay, Prof. Thank
text
you.
Me. I'll give you some.
All right.
Okay, Prof. Thank
you. So sir, back to my question. Please. That means
use my WhatsApp.
We're submitting 2 assignments. The one for last week and then this week.
I said that.
No, only one. Yeah, yes, for giving us the first one.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So many students were not around.
Was there assignment last week? Please, let's listen to the lecturer. Let him speak, please.
What I'm saying is that this assignment overshadows the other one. Because not many students were the other time. So this time around, at least all of you are here. Yes, when you're coming next week, come with it next week. The reason why I've started bombarding you with assignment now is because by the time you get to the middle of the semester, so many assignments will start flowing. So once we do this one, at least you know that we have produced our work before you start receiving other assignments from other courses. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But you are liberty to text me. Text me through my WhatsApp if you don't understand anything. Now, this is how you go about answering this question.
You don't have your contact, sir.
My contact is almost everywhere now. Even if you sneeze now, the contact will come to your board now.
Please call it for us, sir. We don't have it, sir.
The number 0. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
what you do? They'll post my number on your WhatsApp page, on your page.
All right, sir.
Check it there, you get my number there. I'm only trying to give you the outline as to how you can go about answering this question. First and foremost, you must define what philosophy is all about. Tell us what philosophical thoughts all about. Tell us what culture is all about. Show the relationship between culture and philosophy. Then use simple cases from your area to see how that culture is affecting your philosophical thinking. It has, or it has not, or it is affecting. Okay. Then you now look at what do you think your thoughts do? In what way is your thought influencing your culture, your people, the culture of your people? I'm now relating directly to your own particular culture, where you grew up, where you were socialized. Because your community is a socializing agent. It's a socializing you into some level of cultural thinking and so on and so forth. So in what way are you influencing that to change some part of the culture or modernizing it, strengthening it, or therefore also? In what way has that culture influenced your thinking capacity up to this moment? Your style of thinking and so on, how you view the world. That's what
so you're so fast. So you're so fast. We didn't really get all that. I didn't really get all that.
Okay, you didn't get through that. What I'm saying, right? You have to give us the concept of philosophy.
The outline, yes.
Give us the concept. Give us the concept of philosophical thoughts.
Thought. Okay.
Yes. Then number 3, give us the concept of culture.
Okay.
Number 4, give us the relationship between culture and philosophy.
The what?
The relationship between culture and philosophical thought. Yeah. Are you there?
Hello,
yes,
Prof.
sir.
The relationship
Yes, sir.
between culture. Then lastly, bring it, use your own culture, culture of your people, your own environment. As a case, you see, how has the culture influenced your philosophical thinking? And how do you think your own thinking too is affecting or is going to affect your culture, the culture of your people?
Hello, Prof.
That's the outline. Yes, sir.
Considering that sometimes these lectures are going on while some of us are on the move, will it not be okay if this work is being posted on our platform?
Maybe
since we cannot be writing.
We're going to do that. Okay. We're going to do that.
The recording?
Yeah, but it's better I interact with you on that before you see it there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm just interacting with you. Number 2, the lectures, all lectures are being recorded. So you can access it. You can access the recorded lecture and you can play it out. Are you getting me?
Recorded lecture.
Hello? Are you hearing me?
I can hear you very well.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. How can we access this, sir?
When you come for in-person, you cannot request for the downloading of that lecture, this lecture now, which you can play it out and listen to it again.
Okay, sir.
Yes. The idea of recording is for you to go through it, at least to listen to it, so you can modify your work.
Sir, Prof.
Okay. Yes.
So just to reconfirm, you said we're going to have in-person next week at the school.
By God's grace. Next week, by God's grace, is going to be in-person.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So thank you for coming. You have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourself.
Sir, same Friday, same time, or Saturday?
The lecture?
Yes, in-person lecture.
Yeah, they'll post it to you same time, but I think they'll post it to you. It's same time, but in person.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's in person.
Okay.
Yeah. So enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We enjoyed your class.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prof.